Welcome everybody. Today is another day to learn Python. So before we start today's lesson, let's recap what we have learned last week. As you can see, week 1, and we have a couple of files. This file, if you remember, we just learned how to use the print built-in function. As you can see, it takes a parameter and you can just print that. And the parameter, as you can see, it could be a single quote or a double quote. And on this line, as you can see, the parameter or the argument, actually, it could be as in here, one or a couple of them, but it should be separated by comma. Yeah, this is what we learned. So we did hello world, we print a different text or number using the print function. Great. And then we learned also different built-in function. Before that, as you can see, we have also used comment, how to write comment. This is a single line comment and a multi-line comment. The purpose of comment is actually to leave some remark on your code, and it's not going to be executed. Yeah, it is part of the code, but it will not run. Yeah. So, and then we saw different built-in function. Print, by now you know print very well, and also lengths, to know the length of a string or a list. And we learn also input, round. In addition, absolute value, int, string, sum, minimum, maximum, type, to check the type of the data type, boolean, so to check what kind of boolean, is it a true or a false, and range give us a range of integers. Yeah, ID, it just generate a random ID, and dir, to know about just to check the methods available for some object, Python object here. List, to create a list constructor. And I think we have seen this last week. You don't have to remember everything because we go through now and then, okay? Variables, we need variables to store data. For instance, this is a variable A. We store 4 at a memory location A. We store 3 at a memory location B. For instance, you sum these two up and then you store here total. Yep. And then make a difference and then you store here. That's a variable. So it's a memory location that allow us to store data when it comes to variables. Okay, what are legal or recommended variables? Actually, we call it snake case. If it's a compound word, you should write it like first name underscore name, last name, age. Age is short, so you don't need a population. For instance, if you say population of a country, for instance, you may say whatsoever number, but you can also make it a country, something like the country population. Yeah, but it's so clear that if you say population, it indicates that the population of a certain country, so it's good enough to write population. And we learned that whenever we declare a variable, it should be mnemonic. Mnemonic means something that can be remembered so easily, right? Or that can be related to. First name, as you can see, yeah. So what do you expect if you see first name? Someone's first name. And if you see last name, you just expect someone's last name, right? Yeah, nothing else. And then we learn different data types. As you can see, we have learned numbers. This is an int. And this is how to check data type. And this should give us integer. And as you can see here, 9.81, it's a float. And this should give me a float. And this one is actually a complex number. If you check using type, it gives you also complex number. And then we learned about strings. Strings are actually text data types, okay? Any text or anything inside double quote or single quote, we call it a string. So that's so easy. And then if you want to check the length of a string, you can use len. For instance, this should give us, let me check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 7, it should give 7. List is a kind of a collection of data. As you can see, list of numbers, list of some food stuff, and a list of countries, and a list of famous people. I'm in the list, guys. Anyway, okay, great. As you can see now, so list is so easy that it is something you use whenever you have a collection of items. It could be numbers, it could be strings, or whatsoever. And now, as you can see here, we created a dictionary. This dictionary allows us to create a key value, key value, key value. We made actually a dictionary of Finnish to English. Here, sana, a word, and talo, house, mies, and man. And you can, of course, continue. Why is that? Oh, sure. So as you can see, what you should add, just key value, it increases. Okay, now just to check, yeah, I have modified it already, but we can also store this as in a variable. I can store it like this, for instance, dict or Finnish to English dictionary. Finnish to English, just I can, as you can see now, I can check the data type of, or I can print this, and I can also check the data type of that dictionary. Yeah, great. But the thing is, actually, we have learned about this before we learn data, before we learn variables, but it's okay. So what are we going to cover today? Yeah, now let's move on to today's topic. Today, we will learn operators, okay? So let's have a note before we move on. Notes, I usually write notes. I use this MED, so wait. It's just for me to take notes. So we will learn today operators, but operators can be divided into arithmetic operators. Do you remember already this? I hope so, right? Comparison operators, logical operators. Of course, even there is assignment operator. Assignment. Okay. By the way, the assignment operator, do you remember what's the assignment operator? Yeah, the equal sign is the assignment operator. And do you know the arithmetic operator? The plus, the minus, the multiplication, the division, maybe the modulus, and the floor division, the exponentiation. All this could be in here. What are the comparison operators? The greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, what's the equal, that's equal, not equal. These are comparison operators. This the logical operator actually, and or not, negation. These are the operators, what we are going to learn today. What else are we going to learn today? I think it's also good to talk about strings today, and even if we have time, list, but let's put strings. Strings quite long, and if we have time, we will talk about lists. This is good enough for today. Okay, now I will create a folder. I call it week 2. Yes. And now I may call this file Arithmetic Operator. Just operators.py. As you remember, .py. Any Python file extension should be .py, right? Yeah. Okay. Now we have learned this already, but just to help you remember everything related to arithmetic, let's do it again. Let's just A could be 4 and B could be 3. So as I told you, the arithmetic operators, let's see. Arithmetic operators are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, modulus, that's remainder, exponentiation, and what's left. I think this is all what we have. So let's do this. Then if we say print A plus B, and now we are doing addition, right? And let's see the result. We have lots of things. Let's close all this. It's too much. And then let's run again. Yeah, as you can see, it's 7. That's true. But it's good to write here. The sum is, yeah, but the way I wrote it is not good. The sum is 7. Great. And instead of doing this, actually, we can first store the value. So we can say total or sum. Total is equal to A plus B. I could have said this sum instead of total, but the sum is actually a reserved word already. It's a built-in function, so I prefer to use total. Yeah, so instead I can call this total. And we can say here also the total is, yeah, the total is 7. Now we can say difference, or the difference between A and B, that means A minus B, and the product, you can say A times B. As you can see, guys, when I'm writing the operators, the plus operator, there's some space. I can also write it without space, but it's not nice. Yeah, you can, it's not easy to read. So remember, it's good to have space in between the operands and the operator. Yeah, great. Do the same for every operand and operator. So division, for instance, A divided by B. And if I want the floor division, I can say A floor division, actually this B. That means we don't care for the remainder. So 4 divided by 3, what will be the floor division? It's going to be 1, right? And let's go for remainder or modulus, remainder, remain. How do I write? Remainder. Am I right? Whatever. A divided by A modulus B. Yeah, this is how we do. And let's go for the exponential. And if we divide A the power of B. Yeah, as you can see, A the power of B. I think this is all what we need. So if you know how to do this, I think you know arithmetic operators. Now let's print them out. The difference is The difference is, and then you just difference. Yep. I can say print the division or the quotient is, yeah, div. Why do I need this? Because if you don't have this, you don't know where this number is coming. So it's for us, it's a label, a kind of a label. So the floor division is, and then I just give floor division. And what else? Yeah, the remainder, print the remainder is remainder. You can add if you want, you can do this and something like that. It's up to you guys. Something like this. Okay. Let's see the result. Yeah, as you can see. And let's keep doing this. Now, as you can see, this is too big. This very big number. And then I will show you how to make this somehow formatted to the way you want. Print the exponential of a to b, whatever, and then exponential. And now I think we 3 the power, what is that? 4 the power of 3, 64. Great. Do you remember that this the round? We learn round, a built-in function. Round, if you remember here, a built-in function, we learned round, yeah? So what's the round of 9.81, guys? You tell me. I think you answered already. Yes, 10. Yeah, but we can also use rounding off. So now if I round this, if you see, if I round this, it will be 1. So we lose lots of data, but it's better if we just round it up to the first significant digit or to the second, maybe up to here. Let's try to round it in a more, yeah, so friendly way without losing much data. Round. And then if I do this, and I have to, I thought I just used round. What am I touching? Where the floor division?
The floor division is rounded, not the division.
Oh, sorry, thanks. Yeah, it should be from, the floor division usually give us actually an integer. Sorry. Round and floor. No, division actually. What? Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it's 1, but we don't want to be like that. It's, we are losing some data. Let's to make it to 3 significant digit. As you can see now, yeah, it's much better if you want it to be just 2 significant digits, and then you have something like this. Great, you are done with arithmetic operators. Can we move or not? What do you think? If you don't, then let's move on to the next part. I'm done with arithmetic operators. What you should remember as a recap: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division. We don't care about the remainder. It's just take only the quotient, yeah? And this the floor division, and then the floor division, I mean, sorry, the modulus. The modulus means actually we just want the remainder, yeah? For instance, if you go 9 modulus 5, what's the remainder for this, guys? You tell me.
It's 1.
The remainder for this.
Is it 1?
Now the remainder for this is not. If it is here, 9. If it here, yes, it is 1 here, because 9 can be divided for 5 1 times, and there will be a remainder of 4. I can see the remainder here is 4, right? Yeah, who agrees? 9 divided by 5, the remainder is? It's 4, right? Please, if you agree, just type 1 for me, guys. And of course, I can show you. Print 9 or division by 5. I'm expecting from here. Now I'm expecting from here 1. Yeah, but if you say print 9 modulus 5, I'm expecting 4. Yes, great. Yeah, if everybody is quiet, you know, I will be doubtful. So don't make me to be doubtful. And because if the whole class is so silent, you know, I feel that I'm wrong. Yeah, thank you, guys. So let's just close this lesson about arithmetic operators, and we will continue to comparison operators. Yep.